If you enjoy my work and enjoy this video, please consider donating to me on Patreon so I can continue to make videos like this. Thanks. Welcome to another Game of Thrones news update, where I take what I consider to be the most important Game of Thrones news from the past week or so, and I share it with you. Warning, there are spoilers for Season 7 of Game of Thrones, so if you don't want spoilers, please don't watch this video. As well, I will announce the winner from last news video's giveaway, as well as a new giveaway for your chance to win a $15 gift card to Amazon at the end of this video. Alright, the date we have all been waiting for. HBO released the premiere date of Season 7 of Game of Thrones, which will be July 16th of this year, and it is so far away. 4 months. God damn it. Since there are only 7 episodes, the last episode of this season will be on August 27th. And I love that they announced the premiere date for this season in the most obnoxious way ever that just pissed off tons of people. So they had an online interactive event where for over an hour, people had to type fire into the chat box to melt a block of ice to reveal the premiere date. So stupid. That's why I don't play their little announcement game anymore. I have better things to do with an hour of my time. Thanks HBO for dicking everyone around like you did. But seemingly to make up for that, but not really, they also released a teaser trailer for Season 7. Which is mostly just clips from previous seasons, but shows the house's sigils fighting, the best part being the Tyrell sigil exploding in wildfire. And towards the end, Jon saying, "The same thing that is coming for all of us. There is only one war that matters, the Great War, and it is here." It ends with the house's statues crumbling into the pattern we've seen the others leave before, and then pan out to an eye of one of the others. This was an extremely well done teaser and just points to how all the houses have been fighting with each other while the bigger threat draws near. A threat they are all going to be made aware of this season. HBO also released some in-production teases, which obviously were before the premiere date and the teaser trailer being shown. One was of Oathbreaker, another was of Cersei Lannister's actress having her makeup touched up for another scene. Here's some tinfoiling on my part. I hope using Oathbreaker as a teaser and seeing the sword start to fall means some oaths are going to be broken this season, which is probably a given, and I'm mostly hoping for Jaime turning on Cersei this season. You also may be noting HBO's advertising for Game of Thrones in several places, or perhaps as the weeks go on, you're going to start to notice it more and more. First being the official Season 7 posters, pretty generic, but if you look, they have both fire and ice, which is not only a nod to the series, A Song of Ice and Fire, but foreshadowing the coming battle against the others. There's also cross-promoting with Major League Baseball this year. At least 19 Major League Baseball teams will participate in cross-promotional partnership with HBO to draw in more views for Season 7 of Game of Thrones. This specific promotional offering will vary based on team, but will include collectible and co-branded merchandise, theme nights, social media events, and giveaways. They said there will be a tremendous amount of tie-ins, not to mention what's going to happen locally with each club. Part of the reason why this deal works for the MLB is because they want millennials to be watching their games, and since Game of Thrones attracts a lot of millennials, they're hoping that joining up with HBO's Game of Thrones will draw more of that crowd into watching their games. So I guess good luck with that, and yay for you if you're a baseball fan. You're gonna have a really exciting summer. But speaking of baseball, Mets player Noah Syndergaard, I hope I said that right, I apologize if I did not, will be playing an extra in Season 7 of Game of Thrones. No idea what his role is, but he filmed in Spain in November. Alright, moving on, a Reddit user posted some leaked set photos from Season 7 of Game of Thrones, and I just want to briefly go over them. We have a room in Winterfell, not too exciting, but I'm still happy to be at Winterfell and have Starks in it. An atrium with Lannister lions on it. Since we know we'll be at Casterly Rock this season, this is likely a set picture there. I am incredibly excited to see Casterly Rock, and in sorta related news, the Westerlands is the history I'm heading to next. Then we got some super sexy shots of the Unsullied standing around. Another shot showing their weapons and shields on the ground. In the same area, there's a photo of Lannister soldiers, which I still love their armor. Then a photo of Euron's ship, the Silence, which is what they're standing around, waiting to, I guess, film these sea battle scenes. If you were in doubt that the Lannisters were joining up with Euron, cast those doubts aside now. You'll also notice what looks like a battering ram on the front of the ship, and you know batshit crazy Euron is going to ram a ship. I'd be super disappointed if he didn't. I talked about Jim Broadbent being added to the Game of Thrones cast a few months ago, and I kind of speculated a little bit on that. Well, luckily, he recently did an interview, and he talked a little bit more about his role in Season 7 of Game of Thrones. Jim told Screen Crush, "I'm a maester, an archmaester. I'm an old professor character." He also shared that he's in 5 episodes, and he does a sort of major scene in each. Most people's bet is still on Marwyn, though he's likely going to be a cross between Marwyn, who is obsessed with magic and goes to find Daenerys to help her, and Ebrus, who is an archmaester and healer in the books. This would serve for him to meet up with Sam and discuss beating the others, and for Jorah to come to the Citadel and be healed. As Jim also told Screen Crush that he shares his scenes with Sam Tarly, I have to believe that it is true that he's going to at least help Sam try to figure out how to beat back the others. And then I still really believe the leaks that Jorah is going to come there and he's going to cure his grayscale. I don't believe Jim's character is going to meet up with Daenerys this season, as he stated he only filmed in the Belfast studio and he never went on location for any of his scenes. Bran's actor Isaac did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he talked a little bit about his character in Season 7. He shared when he finished filming, saying, "I finished months ago. We got done in the beginning, which really helped for me. I think they were filming until February, but I was done by the end of 2016 when everyone was still flying back." He also talked about where we find Bran in Season 7, stating, "Bran is in the same position he's in, which is kind of like, what am I going to do? What's gonna happen? Is he gonna tell Jon? Is he gonna find anyone? Is he even gonna make it past the wall? He's only with Mira now, and he's out in the middle of nowhere, so it's not looking great." He also spoke about being the three-eyed raven now, telling Entertainment Weekly, "I think the thing with Bran is that he's had to change massively. His circumstances are pretty bad, but overall I think Bran has maintained his sense of being good. He hasn't gone like, oh man, I have all these amazing powers now. Let's mess some things up." Except for Hodor, huh, Bran? What's been important has been taking this new role, and that's what Bran has done his whole life. He suddenly lost his legs, and then his family got killed, and then his house burned down. So it's like, okay, now I'm in this forest with all these random people, and now I'm having weird dreams. But what Bran is thinking above anything else is this sense of responsibility and purpose, and not just being a kid anymore and doing whatever he wants to do. Bran has certainly understood that this is out of his control now. He's a piece on the chessboard that has to make a move, and he hasn't got any moves. He also said the theme for Season 7 was connections, which makes sense if he's making the connection about Jon's parents and everyone else is connecting, coming together, and connecting the dots about the threat about the others and working together to push them back. If you're heading to SXSW this weekend, you are in for a great surprise. HBO has a Game of Thrones Escape the Room style experience. In this room, you have the opportunity to complete a challenge, locate the door, and escape to the next room based on another show. HBO wrote, "Once they've made their way through all 3 rooms, each team will have a chance to take their photo on the Iron Throne, to purchase merchandise from their favorite HBO shows from the online HBO shop, and to be among first to sample the new brand of Game of Thrones wines, created in partnership between Vintage Wine Estates and HBO Global Licensing." I'd say, damn, I wish I lived in Texas right now, but, you know, it's Texas. The Game of Thrones panel with showrunners will be on Sunday, March 12th, so make sure you go to that, film it, and then send it to me. Please. Lastly, in George Stalking news, before I end with giveaways, George announced that there's going to be a 2018 A Song of Ice and Fire calendar. This calendar will feature all new illustrations. On the cover will be Victarion Greyjoy. George also said it is still his plan to have the series be 7 books. If asked when he finds himself stuck on a particular spot in A Song of Ice and Fire, does he work on wild cards instead, he responded, "It's not that simple. I have a lot of projects in progress at all times, and there are a dozen different factors that go into deciding what I will work on any given day. Also, wild cards is editing. I've written for the series and hope to do so again, but just now I am too busy, which requires a whole different mindset than writing." He also said there's no chance that HBO will ever allow him to show the original Game of Thrones plot at his cinema. When asked if George will be an extra in any future season of Game of Thrones, he replied, "Anything is possible. I wanted to be a severed head on the wall in season 1, but turns out those severed heads are expensive to make. Instead, we bought a big box of used heads and got in all sorts of trouble. Lastly, kinda cute, George said Barack Obama would be a fun dream guest for a cameo in Game of Thrones. Alright, let's end with giveaways. Winner from last news video's giveaway, where I asked you to describe Game of Thrones in one sentence to someone that has never seen it before, is Dude Bro, who said, Game of Thrones is like a really good blowjob with a constant fear of a bite. Perfect. Message me for your gift card, sir. New giveaway for your chance to win a $15 gift card to Amazon. Just like this video and tell me in the comment section below what could happen in season 7 of Game of Thrones that would make you rage quit watching the show. I will pick my favorite answer and I will announce it in the next news video. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, hug a delicate muffin. If you see a delicate muffin in the comment section, just let them know, hey brah, it's gonna be okay. Make sure you subscribe and have a wonderful day.